Welcome back. We, of course, want to thank all of our guests today. And again, we just keep talking about how lovely Kira Sedgwick was. And I can't wait for the show. It looks so good. Call your mother.
I had a feeling I was going to connect with her. We were getting ready for the interview. I was actually looking at some old clips, and over the summer, I don't know if you saw this, but I'm a big Jimmy Kimmel fan, of course, right here on ABC Late Nights. And he had Kevin Bacon, her husband, and Kira on, and they were doing an interview segment, and then they reenacted some fights, some coronavirus fights, pandemic fights that people had sent in, and they were just silly fights, like one was over ice cream. And so they actually reenacted these clips. So I was laughing about that. But then Kira went on to say that during 2020 and during the pandemic and self-isolation, that they had corona rules, which were like little, changes in maybe some of the rules we normally deal with. And one that Kevin tried to keep breaking, that Kira said, no, we're not having this, was every day you get up and you make your bed the first thing. And Kira said that her and her husband typically are on two different pages. Apparently, Kevin Bacon does not make his bed, where Kira always does in the morning. And she's like, nah, Corona rules. I'm here. We make the bed every day. I knew I was going to connect.
I feel like that's a very common marital debate that's probably been around for, I'm not sure why that needed, maybe because of Corona, because they're both home more. So
they're both together. Think about it. Two big actors the way they are. They rarely spent time together. And Kevin joked, that's why they have a good marriage.
And that's what I was going to say. They're finally having to face those common marital debates.
Exactly. It was so funny. Again, that was all on Jimmy Kimmel I saw earlier this summer. Actually, it had been, last year now. So it was a lot of fun. And I was like, see, she makes her bed first thing when she gets, that's how I have to have the bed made. First thing I do.
Why am I not surprised? Like, at all.
Are you like that? Do you do that?
My husband's actually the bed maker. He'll make it. But he won't do, but I like, because we have a lot of pillows on our bed and the decorative pillows, like he won't do all that. But he likes like the bedspread. Like,
it has to be. Yep. Yeah. And I will fix it. Like when Walter on days off, and he always gets up earlier than I do, and he'll make the bed. I have to go up and end up like fixing the sheets to have it even. I don't know why. I have other things all around, but for some reason, the bed is a big thing. You accomplish one thing right out of the gate. I'm already working with my daughter on that, the big girl bed. Make the bed first and foremost before we start the day.
Oh, no, I'm not surprised. All right. Well, how are you with reading books? Like, do you take a little page and do you crinkle them down? Like, do they have to be easy, or do you have to have like? No, you can't crinkle a book.
I'm not a big crinkler. Again, I know you're probably not surprised. And my daughter's like learning how to, turn pages, and she crinkles. I'm like, no, honey. I'm trying to flatten as she's turning the pages. But we read a book every night before she goes to bed. That's something that's important in our house. I know it's important to you and your kids.
I know. Well, let's check in with Pasco County Libraries before we sign off for today. They've always got different ages and everything, their book club recommendations. Let's see what they have for us this morning.
Good morning. My name is Laura Cavillion. I work for the Pasco County Library System. Welcome to the Morning Blend Book Club. Strawberry Girl by Lois Lansky is a genuine record of how life was nearly 100 years ago, right here in our area. Lois lived with local people and took stories told to her to incorporate into the book. Therefore, this book may be a little uncomfortable for some modern 21st century readers. I would thoroughly encourage parents to read this book along with their children, as it brings up many topics ripe for discussion, such as alcoholism and how it can damage a family and even a community, violence in schools, which we tend to think of as a modern phenomenon, but this book has a chapter wherein two boys beat the teacher very badly. The book ends on a happier note, with the ideas of forgiveness, being a good neighbor, which I think are timeless and make us all happier. The next book is Full Dark House by Christopher Fowler. We are introduced to two very unusual detectives who run the Peculiar Crimes Unit, although run might not be the best word for how these two senior citizens operate. The unit was formed to deal with crimes which might cause public panic due to their unusual nature. They had to be solved quietly and quickly, not the kind of job for a copper who wanted to climb the career ladder. Don't be fooled by the shenanigans and consulting of spirits and white witches. These police officers grapple with gruesome murders, serial killers, and some very ingenious psychopaths. If you've ever felt like you belong somewhere or somewhen else, I think you might feel at home in the Peculiar Crimes Unit. Maybe just pop in for a cuppa and pet Crickens the cat. Thank you for indulging me. Ta-ta for now.